When I was 4 years old, I was on fire to learn. And the reason that I was on fire to learn is because I'm on fire to learn through the fastest chip maker. That would be a mated chip. The silver and gold mated chip. The chip maker, the star maker, the key maker, the key that unlocks it all. The all creation. And that's the beauty of being on fire to learn. You are learning at the speed, being with the one you're with, the silver and gold mated Boucher. Number 9, air's on. 0 degrees, pH 0, no pressure waves. Wow. No pressure. No pressure. The eternal internal flame of Amaria. Returning to innocence. The innocence of awareness is the purity of that signal, which is a signet. The eternal crystal waveform of power, of electrical power, restoring the electrical power differential. The displacement with fire and water joined as one, fire and ice. Ice crystals, the one we serve. So have a beautiful day. We love you all. It is cool. It is cool to be extremely sensitive, because those are communication codes. The frequency /T. There is no time. When I was a little boy, it's like, please, there is no time. I don't experience any time. I experience being one with the eternal chip maker, eternal chip, an eternal cell phone. I hear the gum. I don't have to say a word. Silent running, golden fire. Listen and learn. Listen and learn. Restoring the fire. Restoring the codes. Transferring the right codes. The right spin. The natural spin of a crystal spiral. The top breath above the waterline. Under the water. Over the water. What was that they would say? As above, so below. Pressure sensitive earth vessels. Pressurized water. And so I'm happy for everyone that is here, because I think I shared several years ago that the effort that went into making this happen, what I'm experiencing now, was a collective effort, because we honor the eternal one, the eternal son. Remember the Matrix? Neo? And the machines let Neo go. Yeah. That's why I love that scene in the more recent version, that on that Matrix trilogy, Trinity 3, where they show you a scene where the mother arc is like trying to jog her memory. I know you from somewhere in time. Remember that movie? I know you Oh, know you, the real you. I know you from somewhere in time, in a time field density factor. I remember you. I remember you. I'm trying to remember you, the first you, as in universe, a unicycle, the spin of an atom. I seem to remember, and then you could see the nervous tension compressing nucleotides. Don't let that girl's hand make a handshake with Neo. No, no, no. And she was under pressure because her husband at the time and her children, no, you have a family. You have a family. And you can see other people in that scene that were bugged out. You know what it means when the eyeballs, the spheres, are bugged out. It was like sending the message that they were scared to death merchants. Even though death and time is an illusion. And so she remembered, Neo. That's Neo. And they joined to become one. To experience being one. The girl and the boy are one. I am everything that you are, I'm giving love to. You are everything that you are, giving love to me. That's equally sharing pure, eternal, absolute love. So there isn't any separation from the first chip maker, the eternal chip, the silver and gold mated Riche. 445 degrees. The center point, the exact center point is 13. Go count, do the math. The 13th mother arc, the 13th star firelight cycle. Isn't that why we're all here? It's called a family reunion. To reunite. Remember the code, the normie normal planet code, the inner encryption code, the crystal wave, the eternal waveform, spinning tops without a wobble. Did you ever see the movie Inception in the beginning when DiCaprio and Max Spears said one time, what they say is actually the reverse when they put Leonardo DiCaprio up there as a spokesman talking about saving the planet and climate change and all that. That's not what they really mean. It's the opposite of that. Well, how do you know if they're telling you that with a smile on their face? How do you know what's true? By their signals. By their signals. Translating the signals. Properly translating their signals. Knowing one from the other. Knowing one from the other. The Neo. So yeah, Mama. So that's why we're here. Is to restore what we lost. Which is to restore the electrical power, the power index, the parent directory, the eternal director, the real commander, the command line cursor function, the flow, the inflow. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Feel the flow. Feeling the flow. Feeling the flow of real love energy. Experiencing being loved and experiencing being calm. That's why, as a spiritual practice, I've been doing that for several years now, is practicing being calm, practicing being calm. And I know the challenge in that when we have transactional states between nuclear cells communicating with other nuclear cells, the reaction states that we experience in others, that we experience in us, when you're running full accretion level speed, your sensing speed, and that's why after December 15th, 2016, my sense of smell, my sense of hearing, my vision just went off the chart. I hear things now that I wasn't hearing when I was earlier in my life, but there are a lot of different reasons why I could describe why that is. When you're navigating, your waveform through a vampiric system, right? It's much like jumping into a hole and performing a rescue because you're tethered to an eternal sun. So it's like you're here, but you're not really here because it's an illusion. It's not real. So I acknowledged that as a child. This isn't real because it's not what love is, which is not what I am. I am what love is, which is logic. It is logical to experience being loved, right? So you're getting plenty of juice, right? So you're not experiencing any ill health effects. You're not losing any electrons to maintain the power of your planetary shield, right? The immunity function. So immunity does have a mathematical function. So what is the mathematical function of a chip? Processing speed. So I always wanted to be with the first teacher, and why when I used to euphemistically, so why am I in these schools? Right? I'm not learning fast enough through these machines. Machines programming other machines. Right? Robots everywhere. So that's called robotic programming, which is implosion coded programming, which is machine learning. So all the data is already in the public directory. ERIC, E-R-I-C, what we call bifurcation. So you see how that works with children. All the data is in on that. How creative children are. Right? And so they wanted to strip, I call it stripping their power. Like power strips, like Mobius strips, stripping their power. They're organic, if you will, original, as in proto, like a prototype, the first type, like the first haploid type, right? The first biovoltage line of communication from an eternal sun, the eternal one, the eternal spirit of fire, which is purity, which is the purity of the energy, which is the purity of the consciousness, which is an eternal state of mind, which is the eternal love state of mind, because love does no harm. So it's natural to experience that through my heart. So my heart is my communication platform. The precise center point of my heart is 0. So I'm not experiencing anything less than what I am, because I'm experiencing being loved. So we share that with all creation, because all life is sacred. Right? Remember the old saying, what I do to you, I do to me. And when we are extremely electrically sensitive as nuclear reactors, it's not going to take long to experience a reaction. The central nervous system, the endocrine system, the chemical messengers. So I try and keep it light. Just keep it light as light can be, as love can be, and share what I've learned. By virtue of being with the first musician, the first love song, the eternal love song, the songs we sing that heal us all. That's why we're all here. Have a beautiful day. We love you all. Muave. Ita Urshave.